This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on! Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving yesterday and got everything you wanted on Black Friday this morning. And in the Queen City, it was a snowy, snowy day in the Queen City. But Mandan made the trip regardless. And the Braves, fresh off a win against Bismarck Century on Tuesday, are ready to go toe-to-toe with the Dickinson Mavericks. This is the first state game with DHS under the team name Mavericks for boys hockey. This should be a fun one, and it's live right here on the PSP Network. I'm Brock Widener joining you on the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pre-game show. Well, let's start talking early on about these two squads. And first of all, let's end up taking a look at kind of the WDA standings. Again, that is where everything is going to start shaking up. Now, this was before Tuesday. Now, Mandan defeated Century, so they're 1-0, and they've got 3 points in the WDA standings. Minot and Williston did not play because of a postponed game on Tuesday, and then Botno Rugby fell to Devil's Lake in a non-WDA game, but they're 0-1. But again, that was not points on the line. So it's Jamestown, Legacy, and again, Mandan, who are on the top of the start of the WDA standings to start the season. Dickinson, though, this is their first conference game, and they've got a Mandan team that looked quite impressive there the other day. I saw them on Tuesday, was down there in Mandan at the Starion Sports Complex, and my big takeaway was this Braves team, they are ready to play this year in a big-time way. They defeated a Century team 3-0, a Century team that the coaches in the WDA voted a very close second to Minot. Coaches in the EDC thought that Century was going to be the WDA champ. So Mandan's win should not be taken lightly, and the fashion they did it in was very impressive. So let's jump right into just talking about that game. And I was very impressed by Mandan right out of the jump. They outshot Century, I believe it was at 12-0 in the first period. They did not allow the Patriots to even have a shot on goal in the first period, and en route to outshooting Century 41-15. And then, again, that final result would be 3-0. And I got a little bit of a playlist here for you of highlights, so let's take a look at them now. And here it is, the first for Mandan, the first goal, it was Liam Keller got things going, making it 1-0, 13:09 remaining in the first period. They kept the attack going, and there, another sophomore, the second sophomore to find the lamp. It was Ben Mock with his first varsity goal, and that would go into the period 2-0 Mandan. Into the second period, Uhlberg shot blocked up front, another shot blocked, but keeping with it was Brady Barrett, and he rifles home the second attempt, and that would make it 3-0, and they would go on to win it by that score in a scoreless third period. Again, all 3 goal scorers for Mandan were first varsity time goal scorers, and all 3 were sophomores. Liam Keller, Ben Mock, and Brady Barrett. Well, the experienced senior, though, Brody Skalski, had 2 assists. He was our X Factor to watch on Tuesday, and he was for sure fun to watch. And then I got a little other highlight package for you. This cat, he did not score a goal, but I think he could be very impressive and fun to watch tonight. It's another sophomore. Again, 3 sophomore goal scorers, and then, hey, why not talk about a 4th sophomore in the defenseman, Cole Gobb. He picked up an assist on one of those goals, and now I'm going to show you 2 highlights of him of generating offense on the blue line. These 2 attempts that I'm going to show you did not light the lamp, but were very nice looks for Cole Gobb in his first varsity game. Now here he is on the top of your screen, number 3, picks it up on the blue line. Oh, there he goes, dangles around a defender, fires his shot. That was with 15:02 left in the second. Well, here, look at this. Later on in the second period, it looks very similar. Puck gets around off the boards to Gobb, makes one defender miss, misses a second defender. So look out for the dangle fest for Gobb tonight on the blue line, and look for him to maybe be a factor on the blue line. He was very fun to watch in his first varsity game, came away with an assist, and it was fun to really watch those seniors, Keller, Mock, and Barrett as well, pick up their first varsity goals. Keeping on with the Mandan talk, Jacob Walsh was in net. He was perfect, had a shutout, 15 saves on 15 shots, and I talked about it on the broadcast on Tuesday against Century. I really think that, especially at the start of the season, Mandan has such an advantage, especially in the crease. A lot of teams either lost their number one goaltender or lost at least one of their goaltenders in their duo. Mandan brought back both of them, Cooper Anderson and Jacob Walsh. We'll talk a little bit about them a little bit later, but when we talk about players to watch, but that is just so key, and you saw that in that shutout. Jacob Walsh very calm, composed, and Mandan did a really good job up front of not really allowing any pressure. Again, only 15 shots on him, and those 15 shots came in the second and the third. He faced no shots on the first. There's one that just went over his head, was not on a shot on goal, and another one that was just wide. But other than that, Walsh didn't have any too big of a challenge there on Tuesday, not any too highly shotted chances. So for Dickinson, look to see if they try to try to challenge these goalies, if it's going to be Walsh or Anderson in that. Again, two very experienced options for Mandan. Now let's talk a little bit about Dickinson. They are 1-0, but this is their first WDA game of the season after last weekend going out to South Dakota to take on Aberdeen, and they picked up a big-time win, 5-2. Dickinson ended up being tied with Aberdeen at the end of the second period, but would have a big-time third where they lit the lamp 3 separate times in the 5-2 win. It was Rylan Miller with 2 goals and 2 assists. Rylan Bitchy-Vilas had 1 goal and 1 assist. Kaysen Grohl had a goal and assist as well. It was Tatum Streeter who netted the last goal, and then Caden Cheddar with 2 assists, and Connor Robideau with 1 assist, as well as Colin Bolts. And in net for them was Aaron Olson, saving 24 of 26 shots in his second varsity start, his first of the season. We'll talk a little bit again about these two teams, and these teams very accustomed to seeing each other, obviously in a conference opponent in the regular season, but they are very prone to see them a third time in the postseason. We'll talk about that and much more when we come back on the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show right here on the PSP Network.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. Today, we give you the power to grow your ideas by building meaningful relationships in the communities we serve. Because it's the same place we started. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
Being in business for over 25 years, we've learned a lot about why local matters. Unlike those guys, we take pride in our work and back our tires with our Plus Plan guarantee to get the most out of your tire's lifespan.
Are the tires the same size on all the sides?
We strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
That's not good.
Stop at a trusted tire and auto and get a set of tires from people you know and trust, and will even match those guys.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go.
At Badlands Pet Crematory, we understand that pets are family. Unlike other crematories in the area, we are the only dedicated pet crematory that offers private individual cremation. 1 pet at a time, 100% guaranteed. From start to finish, we personally handle your pet with the utmost care, ensuring that you receive only your pet in return. Choose Badlands Pet Crematory, because saying goodbye should come with certainty and trust.
Rooted in the heart of our vibrant communities stands Brevera Bank, offering complete financial services for banking, wealth management, and insurance. From home loans and checking accounts,
let me tell you about the cashback rewards with this account,
to wealth management, We'll help you forge your path ahead.
Let's create a plan to reach your financial goals.
Sounds great.
With specialty insurance coverage, our advisors ensure your operation can carry on.
Looks like it's going to be a great harvest.
Breathe in.
I can't believe I wrecked my car.
There's some things in life we can't control. But what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
Well, welcome back in here to the PSP Network. I'm Brock Widener, joining you on the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Timely services that won't slow you down. No appointment needed. It's a stay-in-your-car, drive-through oil change. They know you're busy. When you visit their service center, they don't waste their time or yours. Their technicians typically perform a full oil change service within about 15 minutes. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Find them online at VIOC.com. Speaking about 15 minutes or less, well, that's about the time till opening festivities, 12:15 on the clock. They're going to be getting that Zamboni ready and rocking here at the West River Ice Center as warm-ups are in the books, and we are getting closer and closer in for time here for puck drop tonight in WDA play. And very exciting here again. It's the kind of the inaugural first game of Dickinson under the Mavericks banner here at the West River Ice Center for boys. And as you see the Zamboni, it's going to come right on the middle of the ice there. There you see the new logo with the Dickinson Mavericks written on the center. So there you go. They got it all ready to go for this year. And when we get ready for basketball season, they've got the new Maverick logo on their hardwood right there at center court as well. Was visiting DHS, I think it was last week or this week, and saw their new stuff inside the gym as well. So very exciting for Dickinson High School. Well, we'll talk about how these two teams have just been postseason foe after postseason foe. Dickinson Mavericks last year were 5-15 in regulation play compared to Mandan's 11-9, 4-3 record. Mandan, they would end up being around the 4 seed last season and they would make their way into the state tournament and finish 6th place in state. Mandan last year went 6th place in state, then missed the 2 years of state prior, and then back in 2022 finished 6th place as well. For Dickinson, they ended up making state once in the last 4 years, and it was back just 2 years ago when they won the WDA tournament but fell in the state concede a century where they got beat out. But here is where we start getting into a little bit. Last year, Dickinson missed state, but now let's talk about these two teams and their postseason meetings. Back in 2022, Dickinson fell to Mandan in the WDA play-in game. Now you fast forward to 2024, Dickinson beat Mandan in the first round of WDA en route to win the whole WDA title, the first in Dickinson program history. And then Mandan returned the favor last year where they defeated Dickinson in a WDA loser-out matchup, and eventually Mandan would go on to the state tournament. So these teams custom playing each other 3 times a year. Could that be the case again this season? Well, time will tell. Well, now we are going to start jumping in to players to watch tonight. We talked already a little bit about a couple on both sides, but now we're going to start diving a little bit more. We'll start it off with Mandan. Again, I saw this team, and they are fast. They like to jump out early. That's what they did against Century, and Century just could not quite get in rhythm. Brody Skalski, number 21 in black and white tonight, is going to be one of those players and one of those X factors. 2 assists, and he's a top returning scorer, 4th on the team last year, 11 goals, 7 assists, 18 points. But again, 2 assists against Century. He was kind of the catalyst there, and every time he's on the ice, you can pretty much tell. Jackson Drankinson, second amongst returners from last year, had 14 points, 8 goals last year. Caleb Uhlberg, was really liking his play on the blue line on Tuesday. Did not get a point, but he is the top returning offensive defenseman on this team. 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points last season. Braden Krause, a senior, 7 points last year. A junior defenseman, Colton Johnson, 3 points last year. Then you talk about the sophomores who picked up their first high school varsity goals on Tuesday. Ben Mock, Brady Barrett, and Liam Keller. All three of those players were fantastic. Ben Mock also had some high regards on WDA's website as one of the players to watch. I think it was one of 10 players to watch in the WDA. Ben Mock was one of them, and his first varsity game was on Tuesday. He did not play a varsity game last year, so high regards there, and he's expected to be a big part of this team. And we already looked at the highlight package of Cole Gobb with his dangles from the blue line. We might as well show them once more. Here or there on the top of your screen, Cole Gobb, again, just a sophomore, picked up his first varsity assist in point on Tuesday in that 3-0 win. And here's another one. Again, these ones did not go into the back of the net, but very nice moves where he can create his own separation. So keep an eye on number 3 in the black and white for Mandan as well. But now we start getting in to, we'll talk about one more player, and then we'll talk about our X Factors tonight. Adam Walker, 16 games played about half the season last year. Really like what he brought. He brought a lot of energy a couple nights ago. Had only 1 assist last year, but look for him to be a big factor maybe tonight and throughout the season. But X Factors tonight and throughout the season for Mandan, well, they bring back probably the most experienced goalie duo, Cooper Anderson and Jacob Walsh. Cooper Anderson, 9 wins, 7 losses last year, 296 goals against average, 88.5 save percentage, 1 shutout, and 340 saves a year ago. And Jacob Walsh, a junior, 6 wins, 5 losses last year, 229 goals against average, 89.2 save percentage, 2 shutouts, and 241 saves last year for Walsh. Walsh also played on Tuesday. He was the goalie to get the first call on the season, and he was perfect. 15 for 15, picking up his first shutout on the year. Jacob Walsh played Dickinson 2 times. He played him in the 4-1 win and the 5-1 win in state. Earlier on in the year, he was 18 for 19, and then in that WDA game, he was 20 for 21. So overall last year, 38 for 40 against the Mavericks was Walsh. Cooper Anderson played them in the 4-3 overtime game, and he was 21 for 24 in that win. So there are your X Factors tonight. We'll just have to wait and see who's going to be on that starting lineup. Will it be back to Walsh? Will they ride the hot hand who picked up the shutout just a couple days ago? Or will they give Anderson his first shot in net on the season? Well, now let's jump over to Dickinson, your key players. Well, you can't talk about the Mavericks without talking about Rylan Miller, the junior. Well, he had a big opener last weekend against Aberdeen. 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points, and one of those goals was a short-handed goal as well. 7 goals, 13 assists, 20 points, and a game winner last year for Miller. He was the top point getter for Dickinson. Look for him to have another big season. Colin Bolts, a sophomore, had a big freshman campaign with 8 points. He had an assist last weekend. Rylan Betchy-Vilas had a goal and assist against Aberdeen. Last year, 7 points, 3 of them were goals. The experienced senior, again, this team only has 2 returning seniors that had playing time last year. They have 5 overall seniors, but 2 have played in the game so far this year and in last year's games. Kason Grohl and Frankie Montoya. Kason Grohl, 1 goal, 1 assist against Aberdeen, had 6 points last year. And then Frankie Montoya, kind of that grit and grindy type player, 4 goals and an assist last year. Caden Cheddar, he was fun to watch on the football field. Kind of that lightning back to assist on last weekend. He had 3 points overall last year, and he's almost got that in just 1 game played this season. Connor Robideau, well, he had 1 assist against Aberdeen, and Tatum Streeter had 1 goal against Aberdeen, their first varsity points. Then in the net, I think that's going to be our X Factors all in the net tonight. It's New Year, next goalie up for the Mavericks, as Bryce Cattermas no longer the goalie. He was the one that brought him to state just a couple of years ago and helped him beat Minot in the WDA championship game. So that brings out 2 junior goalies coming up next, but 2 junior goalies that don't really have a lot of varsity experience. We'll talk about Aaron Olson first because last year he was the backup for Cattermas, but he only saw one game of ice time. He was 22 for 28, 78% save percentage, allowing 6 goals in his lone game. But played last weekend against Aberdeen, got the call, and he got the win. It was a 5-3 win. 5-2 win. It was 24 to 20. So he saved 24 of the 26 shots, around a 92% save percentage. We'll see if Olson gets the call tonight, or if it will be Parker Roars. Last year, he spent his time in Minnesota at North Star Christian Academy. He went 6-3-3 for them there. And again, his goals against average, pretty solid, 3.17, 87.5% save percentage for Roars. He played last year again in Minnesota, but the year before, when Dickinson won state, he was here in Dickinson as one of the goalie options. So he's back here at DHS and going to be contending for some time in net with Olson. So 2 teams, again, that have varying different type of goalies. You got the experienced duo in Mandan and maybe the inexperienced duo in Dickinson. But I think this should be fun to watch how these 2 sets of goaltenders do throughout the season. Well, we're getting closer and closer to puck drop. Let's take another break here on the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. And when we continue on, we'll start talking about keys to this matchup when we return here on the PSP Network.
Spas Etc. is excited to introduce the addition of the Master Spas line, including the Michael Phelps Swim Spas. Enjoy the relaxing health benefits and enjoy 0% financing up to 72 months or up to $5,000 off on all spas and swim spas. You'll also find $2,000 off the MSRP on all pools and saunas. Come check out the outstanding lineup of Master Spas at Spas Etc.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
At Ryan Buick GMC, we treat every day like game day.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen, on 2. Ready? Ready.
We know how to get you in the right vehicle.
Blue Canyons, and hut, hut.
From the test drive to the handoff, we make every step easy. This season, start your drive at Ryan Buick GMC.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride.
Teams are back on the ice. Mandan Dickinson here for Dickinson's WDA home opener against the Mandan Braves, who are 1-0 in WDA play. Should be a fun one on the docket as they are getting ready for opening festivities. Let's talk about the keys to the game. And for Mandan, well, I think it's start exactly how you did against Century. They overwhelmed the Patriots in the first period. They brought the attack to Century, and Century just was out of rhythm the entire game because of it. That's what they want to do. For Dickinson, this is a team early on in the season that said, hey, we want to play physical. We want to slow this team down. We saw Century try to play that against Mandan, and Mandan wouldn't be denied, but Mandan started slowing down in the third period a little bit, but so that does kind of weigh, and maybe that plays to your strength as well, that this team already had to play a very physical, grueling game against Century on Tuesday. Now you're maybe seeing if you try to be physical in that first period, see how Mandan responds. So for Dickinson, again, you want to try to slow this team down. They have a lot of speed this year, so try to force them to the outside, try to give low percentage shots for your goalie, and try to keep things out of the crease for Parker Roars tonight and out of the slot. So play physical and slow down the Braves for Mandan. Get off to a hot start like you did against Century. That was a very fun game to watch on the Mandan side. So, again, we'll see how that rolls for this one, as starting lineups are going to be announced. Brogan Lobeck, the sophomore, and Caleb Yulberg going to be getting the calls there on defense, and it's Adam Walker, Jackson Drakeson, as well as Braden Kraus. And it's Jacob Walsh in net. So they are going to run with the hot hand that picked up a shutout win against Century on Tuesday. So again, on that, just looking back, Lobeck, a sophomore. You had Adam Walker, who I was really impressed with, a junior. Jackson Drakeson, a junior. On that starting lineup, Yulberg on the blue line, a senior, and then Graydon Krause, a senior as well. Jason Grohl, Rylan Miller, Colin Bolts, and Rylan Becci Vilas, as well as Parker Roars there as your starter. Again, Parker Roars, first time back here in Dickinson after playing at North Star Christian Academy last year in Minnesota, was 6'3" and 3.17 goals against average. 87.5 save percentage. Marshall Shada and Matt Winkle, the duo head coach for Mandan and for Dickinson. They are, again, head coached by Coach Miller. Well, we are done with starting lineups. We head on over to tonight's national anthem here on the PSP Network. That was tonight's national anthem here in Dickinson. When we come back, it's Puck Drop Mandan versus Dickinson coming your way on the PSP Network.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. Today, we give you the power to grow your ideas by building meaningful relationships in the communities we serve. Because it's the same place we started. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
We are ready to go for Puck Drop here tonight. Mandan taking on Dickinson on a Black Friday WDA hockey matchup. Both teams undefeated, a 1-0 to start their season. Again, Parker Orr's in net for Dickinson, and on the other side, it's Jacob Walsh. Puck drop ready to go. Betsy Vilas going to lose the draw to Braden Krause, and we are off and running. It's going to be off the boards and down the ice for an icing as Parker Roars going to shuffle that one on over to the referee, going to bring it down to the opposite side of the ice. Again, Parker Roars played at North Star Christian Academy last year, 6'3", 3.17 goals against average, 87.5 save percentage. That's his stats on the year, or last year, and it's his first start as Aaron Olson got the first one earlier against Aberdeen this year. Caden Shetter plays it behind the boards as Dickinson cycling it out to the far side. It's poked loose and now trying to get back onto it quickly is Dickinson as Caden Shetter, or excuse me, Kason Kroll will get there first. Kroll and Shetter there making the start on the D-line pairing. Played around by Bowles. Quick catch and shoot there for Mandan. It's saved by Roars, and Dickinson off and racing with it on the other end. A little chip play off by Rylan Miller. Leading goal scorer for Dickinson last year was Miller. Now scooped up by Frankie Montoya, one of the two seniors that are in on the lineup this year. Again, 5 total seniors, but 2 that have played in the game on Saturday and are the only 2 that are suited up here tonight. Losing the puck is Spillman. Here's a quick catch and shoot. Gobb denied by the pad of Roars. Keeping with it, fanning on the shot is Keller. The sophomores getting firing early just like they were on Tuesday. Back to Keller. He works it up to Mock and not quite get the backhand to go. Shipping it off the board, trying to weave through contact there was Josh Spillman. Dylan Gross runs into some contact, but a little lucky puck bounce gets it right back towards him. Cole Gobb wins the race, sends it back down. Strong start for the sophomores for Mandan. Gobb and Mock having a good start to this one. Poked by Thomas Miller. Miller avoids contact right on the stick, and he rifles one in for Max Davis. 1-0 Dickinson. Dickinson striking first. It was Max Davis that scores the opening goal tonight. So Max Davis getting it rifled through to make it 1-0 Dickinson. About 15 minutes remaining. So about 2:04 into the contest. Dickinson goes up. Puck goes around Kason Grohl, fishes it out. It was assisted by Thomas Miller. That was Max Davis's first goal on the season, his second in his career. He had 1 goal last year as Max Davis, a junior this season. As Logan Hurts plays it around the crease. Trying to body that one up is Brogan Loback, but the puck will squirt loose, and here comes Davis again. He's already got 1 goal. He's going to try to see if he can put up Dickinson early 2-0. He'll send it back down and have to tag back up. Loback, a little saucer pass, almost kind of carelessly there and almost taken away by Dickinson, and eventually they will get the puck back with Rylan Miller. Again, that playmaker for DHS is Miller. Not able to, the alternate captain, not able to get in the zone cleanly, and it's played back for DHS. Pass almost taken away, but keeping with it's Bolts. Bolts centers a pass off the skate blade out of a Brave on front, and now here they go off and running. It's Braden Krause. Krause sending one across the crease intended for Drakesen. Drakesen's pass the opposite direction, no one home. Dickinson trying to clear as the Braves starting to amp up the pressure. Drakesen pokes it into the direction there of Adam Walker. Walker behind the net, seeing if he can wrap around. Instead, we'll leave one back to Dickinson. Centers a pass to Walker. Kraus shot, not going to go. Good work there by Roars up front. Shot blocked by Dickinson. Another one and another save for Roars. 13 minutes remaining in the first. 5 shots for the Braves, and they have set up their offense quite nicely. Pushing out in front, that's going to hit the side of the net as Walker shows the body. But the Mavericks come out of the pile with it. A dangerous pass that comes over the crease. Quick shot by Johnson. It goes off the boards. Dickinson doing anything they can to try to get that puck down the ice. They finally do, and Jacob Walsh going to put up the hand for an icing. So an icing is called, and it goes on the other side. Face-off one by Dickinson, but Mandan again, very aggressive. Whacking at it there is Liam Walker. He scored his first goal in his varsity career on Tuesday. Tried to get his second one just a game after. Another save by Roars. Jammed up front. Keeping with it, it's Lobeck. Lots of traffic up front. Quick turn and shoot. That one wide from Liam Keller. Lobeck keeps it peeled, and no, it did go off sides. Again, do apologize on our Ryan Family Dealerships instant replays. Not working quite properly here in this one. So, again, we'll continue to try to get them to go. Already getting some exciting plays, but Mandan's offensive production picking up again. 8 shots already here in the opening less than 7 minutes of play. Here comes Dickinson on the other end, and a shot pushed aside. Colin Bolts with the shot, the sophomore. Bolts again in his freshman campaign. 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points. Pretty solid freshman year. Looking to take that next step for the Mavericks. Face-off on the near circle. Face-off won by the Mavs. Pushing up front is Tatum Streeter. Puck gets away from the blue line. Going to be scooped up by Lobeck. Lobeck centering pass. Knocked away from the zone. Max Davis plays it off the board. And before a quick whistle, the ref will scoop it up and get ready to drop the face-off. 11:27. 11:27 now remaining. First period. It looks like we lost footage here for a second, but we'll get it right back up and running here for you. There we go. Puck is dropped, and tipping over there is Spillman. Allows for a chance for Mandan. Centering pass, no one's there. Dickinson looking to go on another break. It's Max Davis. He's already got the lone goal, but that one poked away by Cole Gobb. Gobb with the poke check. Hertz tries to play it up forward off the boards to Caden Lobeck. First time didn't work. The second time up for Cole Gobb's pass. Going to go up and over the rafters and out of play. Again, no netting here in Dickinson, at least on the side or on the long sides of the rink. So that one gonna easily get up and over. So on Tuesday where the benches had a look out. Plenty of pucks fall into the bench areas. Now working there on hard is Rylan Becci-Vilas as Walsh sees that one right away and shows the glove to it. 10:57 remaining. Face-off one. Nice turn and shoot for Becci-Vilas. That's kicked into the corner. Vilas again. Battling hard. But too many Mandan Braves in the corner, and it's Colton Johnson going to take it away. Just had the numbers game there for Mandan, and here they come out of the exit. Kraus plays it forward to Walker, and he has his pockets picked before Dickinson gets back in the play. But now it goes to Colin Bowles, and all sorts of contact as he hits the ice. Trying to keep the puck in the offensive zone was Caden Shetter. they're going to have to reconvene and flip it back in. Nice little play there by Colin Bolts, allowing in for a line change for the Mavericks. All fresh legs out for the Mavericks now, except one, and now that last one of Rylan Miller going to go for a line change as the pressure continues to ramp up on the Dickinson side of the ice. Little one-timer denied again. Some really good offensive showings for both these two teams early on. These teams were chomping at the bit to play. We were waiting kind of near the noon hour if we were going to get the word if they were playing or not playing today, and both teams wanted to play, and Mandan made the trip out. Whacking that one into the zone. Caleb Jansen, the junior. Little quick touch pass. But Dickinson, fresh off the line change, was right there, right at the perfect spot to chip it back in. Now Mandan in their own zone once again, and that's where they've been kind of stuck. It's been that Mandan zone to the neutral zone, either team getting that momentum, but here comes the senior Caleb Uhlberg. Gets to mid-ice, sends it in for a line change. Spillman. Nice little circle, half circle move right there, but he runs in to his fellow 34 on the other end of Keller. Back in at center ice, and Gobb plays it off the board, but they will say it is an offsides. So far now, even it up. Dickinson starting to get there on the shot department. Shots right now 6-8. Or 8-6 rather, in favor of Mandan, but on the scoreboard it is 1-0 Mavericks. As Brody Skalski plays it to Mock. Back to Skalski. Here comes Gobb trying to jump into the mix. But it's poked back to center ice. Touch pass by Walker. It's denied and taken away by Cheddar. Caden Cheddar's shot blocked up front. Relentless on trying to get it back, but will not. Mandan pushes it up. Here comes Liam Walker. He's got Mock with him. Save. There was a rebound opportunity. Mock just was not quite there. Mock, the sophomore, not going to give up on the play. Here's another save off the shot from Walker. Or excuse me, from Keller. Keeping it ramped up, locked up front. Cole Gobb. Blocker to the side again by Roars. Use the blocker profession for just punches that one away. Just when the Mavericks can just, or the Braves can just ramp up that attack at any given moment. But here comes a hooking call on Cole Gobb, and we've got our first penalty on the night. So one penalty in the first period thus far. It comes at the 7:52 mark in the first period. Dickinson already up one goal after, again, it came really early into the contest. 14:56 remaining into the first on a goal from Max Davis. Cheddar fans on the play, but he keeps with it. Now fires his shot. That just got the piece of the glove there from Walsh, and the second attempt gets all of the glove of the undefeated goalie here in the 2025-2026 campaign. So Cole Gobb getting in on hooking on the first for 2 minutes. Sealing it into the zone is Spillman. Spillman kind of knocked the stick into the hands of Krause, who was stickless there for a second. Quick try to go give and go with Dylan Gross, not going to go. And shipped out by Krause again. Backpedaling now with it is Jansen. Jansen pushes it up. Here comes Spillman, dump and chase off the corner. Hits off an awkward angle, but quickly cleared back by Brogan Lobeck. Line change, a whole fresh crew of Braves out there. 1:10 remaining on the penalty. Some nifty dangles there for Caleb Jansen. Even another Brave lost a stick. The second stick lost on the short-handed crew of the Braves. 2 sticks lost in a minute span. Ascension pass up for Rylan Miller. He gets a piece of it, tries to keep it in the best he can, but it's Walker that will push it out momentarily and brought right back in by Kason Grohl. Four sent down the length of the ice. Roars, gets out of the crease, hands it off to his D-man. Miller on the extension pass. Weaving through, shot, not going to quite get there to Walsh. Centering pass, no one home, and down the length of the ice. Mandan now has 15 seconds until going on full strength and killing their first penalty on the night. It was a pretty clean game that they had on Tuesday. I don't think they even had a single penalty on Tuesday. I think Century had 3 of them, but Mandan was penalty-free. Yeah, this is a Mandan team that it's not afraid to lower the boom, but again, they're more worried about that speed and providing that attack. Saw Century was playing that physical game where Mandan was playing the speed game in the first couple periods. And this far, neither team really dishing out any big hits like we saw on Tuesday. But it has been an offensive outpour here for these two teams. Already 19 shots on net, just a little over 10 minutes down in the first period. Max Davis loses the puck. But for him, Kaysen Grohl, one of the alternate captains on this squad, will pick it up. Jammed in on the corner. Mandan will peel it out. Looking there for Hertz in front. Not going to get to him. Spillman trying to clear out the puck, but will not. It's Brady Barrett that steals it once more. Again, those sophomores, Barrett, Mock, Gobb, and company, all having great starts this season. Pass almost taken away, and trying to fire in a shot off of the errant pass was Thomas Miller. Miller did not play last Saturday against Aberdeen, so it's his first start of the year. But here comes Krause, and a nice save. Great framework for Parker Roars. Roars keeps perfect thus far here in period number 1 and keeps Dickinson on top 1-0. Again, the lone game here in the state here on a Friday night. Dickinson and Mandan. We've got some matchups coming your way tomorrow throughout the state. Botno Rugby playing Mayport in a non-region game. I think I saw one of the Grand Forks schools playing East Grand Forks as well. It was Grand Forks Central, so that should be a really fun game. There's 2 respective state champs in North Dakota and Minnesota going toe-to-toe. As that puck cleared once more, and Roars puts his hand up for an icing. Big thanks out to our sponsors that help us bring coverage to you at home here tonight. Big thanks out to Minot State. Best way to predict your future is to create with over 100 areas of studies at Minot State. You'll earn the degree of your career of your desire, with more than 96% of recent Minot State grads employed or continuing their education. MSU grads get jobs, period. Minot State University. Be seen, be heard, be you. Here comes Mock. Mock lays it on to Brody Skalski. He finds the edge, lays it back to Mock. Mock wraps around, buys time. He's got Cole Gobb on the blue line. He will utilize him. Quick turn and shoot. Played outside the crease by Betchivilis. So another quick attack for the Braves, and quickly shrugged aside by the Mavericks. Played back by Mock. You'll play it to Lobeck, and now the extension pass for Keller. Lots of contact. 2 Braves are down, but luckily for them, they have possession of the puck. So Dickinson could not quite have the numbers advantage on the other end. Betchivilis trying to give a whack on that one. Puts it right to Bolts, who could not quite tame that puck down. Back to Mock. Mock has it on his tape. Tries to center a pass. Does not quite getting all of it. There is Barrett. Mock lays it down to Barrett. Off the boards to Lobeck. Finds Barrett once again. Now he'll wrap around to the top. Pass tipped away by Davis. Boxing everyone out was Caden Shetter as he sends it into the neutral zone momentarily. We've been stuck on 12-8 in shots for a while, but Mandan has amped up the pressure. Just puck's not getting through to Roars. Lots of traffic up front. There's another one that's shot blocked. It was Spillman that found that one, hit him. Walsh wants a icing, and he gets one with 2:26 remaining in a quick-moving first period. Only one penalty here this far. It was on Mandan. It was killed by the Braves, and it's a 1-0 matchup here to start for the Mavericks. Again, if you're just joining us, 2:04 into the period. It was Max Davis, assisted by Thomas Miller. Centering a pass, not quite there on the connection to Dickinson. Racing forward is Streeter. Streeter turning around, loses the puck. Still jamming away from it, but the Braves will keep it in their offensive zone. Dickinson on pursuit. Gobb, another shot blocked up front. That has been kind of the story of this one, as Dickinson not allowing a lot of shooting lanes, especially later in this first period. Shot from a tough angle, easily scooped up by Adam Walker, who's going to race around his own net and leave it on to Cole Gobb. Gobb saucers one to Krause. Krause on the extension play, a little off a deflection. Nice little jam play there by Walker. Walker fighting up front, and I think we're going to get a penalty. We'll see if they take both or one, but it was Walker on one end fighting with Frankie Montoya on the other. As let's see how many boxes open up. Montoya's box will open up for Dickinson, and Mandan's box will open up as well for Adam Walker. So offsetting penalties, we will remain 5-on-5. So neither team going to get a power play opportunity. But just going to be out a couple of key players. Kason Grohl now plays it across. Now only one senior available for Dickinson, as they will play one quickly up top to Rylan Miller, a junior. They were both roughing penalties, and here comes the speed again. It's Mock. He's got Walker with him. Mock, though, loses the handle. Stays with it, lays it on for Brody Skalski. Skalski wrapping around, trying to jam it home. Saved by Roars, and another one, and that one will be swallowed up. Some pushing and shoving with Skalski. Miller, and I believe in the pile there as well was Caden Cheddar, but this time not going to be taking anyone to the box, at least as now. As 1:09 remaining here in period number one. You're ready for the Charbonneau Car Center. First intermission show right here on the PSP Network. We'll talk about this period and as well as get you ready for period number two. But we still got 56 seconds here in the opening frame. Dickinson leads 1-0. Cheddar chips it up to Bolts. It's taken away by Mock. One-timer there from Keller, not quite going to connect, and it's flipped up and over. Flipped up and over by Rylan Miller till it's sent right back down the ice, but it's so slow moving. And takes a while, allows pretty much everyone on the ice to get a change. Everett except Robideau, who almost turns that puck over. Spillman. I think that puck was kind of lodged up awkwardly there on Connor Robideau. Robideau finished third in the Maverick Challenge. Not sure if you saw that, but the Maverick Challenge looked like one of those absolutely grueling things. You had to do 2 miles in 16 minutes. You also had to do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and I think there was one, was a 3 or 4 minute plank in 27 minutes for Dickinson in the offseason to earn your right in the varsity locker room. So very impressive stuff there. And here comes Krause, last second shot, just goes wide, and the horn will sing for the end of the opening period, as the Mavericks lead 1-0 over the Mandan Braves, and we get ready for the Charbonneau Car Center halftime show when we return on the PSP Network.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by media platforms. ESP Network, it's game day.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Planning for the future is difficult, but pre-planning your funeral is a thoughtful way to ease the burden on your loved ones. At Stevenson Funeral Home, our compassionate team will help you create a personalized plan that reflects your values. We'll make sure that your wishes are honored and that your family will have peace of mind in a challenging time. Call us today to start your pre-planning journey. You can count on us to be with you every step of the way. Stevenson Funeral Home.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it.
Clean it.
We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Every football fan has their Sunday routine. Maybe it's setting your lineup, firing up the grill, or claiming your spot on the couch. But the center of every Sunday is the drive. The morning drive home before kickoff. The drive to your buddy's watch party. Wherever you're headed, we can take you there.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day. So you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
At Planning Team Financial Advisors, we help individuals create their personalized strategies. We specialize in financial planning, retirement planning, insurance, and 401k distribution options. Don't leave your future to chance. Call Planning Team Financial Advisors today for a free retirement review. Planning Team Financial Advisors. Your plan, your future, your team.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Estvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Estvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Welcome back in here to the Charbonneau Car Center. First intermission show here tonight. I'm Brock Widener joining you on it as Charbonneau Car Center. They know that drivers in Dickinson, Richardson, South Hart, and Montana work hard, play hard, and need a car that can keep up. That's why they choose to offer GMC, Chrysler, Buick, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram lineup at their dealership, so you can treat yourself to a test drive. Go and visit their showroom here in Dickinson. Charbonneau Car Center. You can browse their entire inventory now at charbonneaumotors.com. Well, after the first period, it is Dickinson 1, Mandan nothing. And it has been a very competitive first period and a very offensive-driven first period, especially in the first 10 minutes. The last 7, both the offenses, just the puck just kept on finding some bodies up in front. We're not really getting in to the goal, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But it was Dickinson that struck quick, and they struck fast early. 2:04 into the first period. It was Max Davis that scores the opening goal, assisted by Thomas Miller. That was Max Davis's first goal on the season, his second in his varsity career. And for Thomas Miller, his assist was his first ever point at the varsity level for the senior. Mandan won the shots battle 14-8 and really looked like they could just flip it on a dime at points. And you saw that again on Tuesday against Century. Just that sometimes that overwhelming attack for Mandan, but it's just little things that just did not quite go their way. And I mean, they had a lot of centering opportunities, a couple swing and misses there. Roars, though, has looked really good in net. Made some big-time stops against Mandan, has kept Dickinson up right now 1-0. But for Mandan, especially in that second half of the first period, where the shots were totaled 12-8 for the longest time, Mandan had shot after shot after shot, but it was Dickinson that was just in the shooting lane and continued to eat up block shots. And Mandan only had 2 shots pretty much at the end there. But overall, for Mandan, everything's looking good on the attacking side. They're just trying to open up that Dickinson defense. And when they get on those breakaways like we've seen, they're trying to see if they can execute on them and put one in the back of the net. For Dickinson, you got to keep getting in the shooting lanes. I thought that was a big adjustment for them halfway through the period. You saw Mandan really ramp up the shots on them early to the first half of the period, but then it was just block shot after block shot getting the way for Dickinson and started kind of slowing down that Mandan attack a little bit. So early there for Dickinson, getting that early goal and then settling in defensively was really a good start there for WDA play for the Mavericks. But for Mandan, they've got 2 more periods to see if that high-powered offense can find the scoreboard. But this one shaping up to be a good one here on a Black Friday here in the Queen City, and a little bit of one of those snowy winter wonderlands in the Queen City here today as well. 1 period down, second period coming up closer when we return here on the PSP Network.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Estvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Planning for the future is difficult, but pre-planning your funeral is a thoughtful way to ease the burden on your loved ones. At Stevenson Funeral Home, our compassionate team will help you create a personalized plan that reflects your values. We'll make sure that your wishes are honored and that your family will have peace of mind in a challenging time. Call us today to start your pre-planning journey. You can count on us to be with you every step of the way. Stevenson Funeral Home.
Welcome back in here to Dickinson tonight as the Dickinson Mavericks lead 1-0 over the Mandan Braves. Tonight's game brought to you in part by BSN. BSN creates exclusive personalized solutions for North Dakota high school and collegiate programs. From custom equipment, uniforms, coaches, apparel to fan wear, branding more. They do it all. Contact your local BSN sales pro today. Well, first period, it was a fun one. Now we get ready for the second period. Lots and lots of offense. So if you like offense, you are in the right place. Here joining us on the PSP Network here on a Friday night. So should be a fun part here to continue on to this Friday night. Dickinson versus Mandan. And now we get ready for the second period. Jacob Walsh gave up his first goal on the season in the first period after shutting out Century on Tuesday. But after giving up that early goal, he has looked sharp there the rest of that opening frame. But again, Dickinson scored that first one about 2:04 left, or into the first period, excuse me there. There's Parker Roars. Left not only Dickinson but the state last year. Went to North Star Christian Academy in Minnesota and has now came back and looking to get some ice time for the Mavericks. It's his first start on the year. Aaron Olson got the first start of the season against Aberdeen, but Roars gets the first start of the WDA season for the Mavs. And he's got them up so far, up by one. 17 minutes on the board for period number 2. Rylan Bechivilis wins the faceoff against the fellow number 11 of Mock. Puck goes around. Uhlberg, he's fun to watch, the senior. He plays it off the board to Skalski, almost right on cue to Liam Walker, but here comes Bechivilis again. Vilas sees Lobeck lose a tire, but Lobeck gets back up, cannot quite clear it. until he gets some help from the captain, Oskalski. Mock off and running. He's got Walker with him. Mock fires a shot. Just getting a piece of it is Roars. Fanning on the second attempt is Walker. Walker plays it off the board to Lobeck. Almost poked away by Dickinson, and now it is exiting the zone. So Dickinson does get out and survives the first wave of attack from Mandan. That is what you wanted to see if you are the coaching staff for the Braves in the first minute. Amp up the pressure again. Mock takes a shot from Spillman, but leaves it all the way down as Kaysen Grohl sends it over to Colin Bolts. Bolts back to Grohl. Grohl pressured early there by Schmidt. Gets some help and still not quite cleared. A one-timer, that one whistles wide. Miller dangles around, now a stretch pass behind. It goes all in the way into the neutral zone, but kept right there at center ice by Uhlberg, who flips it back in. Uhlberg goes all the way from one side of the ice to the other to get a line change. Fresh legs out for the Braves, and they've got in the offensive zone. Schmidt falls down, cannot quite keep his bearings there as Krause will regather and reset up the offense. Mandan wants to play around as Jackson Dringson gets popped and a whistle. Looks like a delayed penalty on Dickinson. Again, we apologize with not being our replay system down here tonight, but a big time hit by Josh Spillman. Josh Spillman thought it was on him, but they said no, it's going to be on Tatum Streeter going to the penalty box. As the roughing penalties at the end of the first period are done now, so those players are back on the benches. Dickinson will need to have one player exit the ice. Again, they will be on the man disadvantage. And it's the first actual power play coming up for Mandan. Again, Dickinson had a penalty but was offsetting, so this is their first true power play opportunity. Here comes the captain, Oskalski. Fakes his shot. Now he'll spin back around. He'll shoot this time. It's saved by Roars. Saved by Roars. Skalski. Walker. Keep it in. Still, it's flipped back out by Dickinson. A nice little play to clear down the length of the ice by Connor Robideau. 30 seconds down in their first power play for the Braves as Ben Mock easily brings it in. He gets a little bit of a shot there. A nice shot from Robideau. Lets him know it there as Gobb loses it and sent back down the ice for being retrieved by Lobeck. Lobeck to Gobb. Watch him work as he loses his footing, and here comes Dickinson. Short-handed nonetheless, but Montoya has it poked loose, and here comes Walker off the skate blade of Spillman up front. Another shot blocked for Dickinson. Again, 16 shots on goal for Mandan, but shots maybe that didn't make it on the goal might be another 15 or 16 added onto it. It's been a shot-blocked party. Even if they aren't trying to dive into the puck, it's just their right place, right time for Dickinson, just continuing to help out their goalie, Roars. Give the face-off win to Krause against Becci Vilas. As Uhlberg stop and go, and now he'll have Becci Vilas on the back check trying to chase him. Uhlberg uses his speed. He gets in. Goes around, wraps around the net. He will take it all the way around the hemicircle there. Now lefts it off to Walker. Krause picks it up. Back to Uhlberg. Passes it over to Dringson. Dringson spins around a defender. Now spins back, loses an edge. Gets back right back up and has the puck on a six, so he'll send it to Uhlberg. Uhlberg finding Krause. Tries to saucer one across the ice to Krause, and no, that looks like, seeing exactly what that was. If the net went off the bearing, that's kind of what they pointed at. Yes, it did. There it is. As they will fix the bearing on it there. Get it back, and looks like we're good to go. 13:23 remaining in period number 2. Dickinson remains on top 1-0. Mandan has 6 seconds remaining on the man advantage. So 1 second left on the man advantage for Mandan. Schmidt tries to backhand one. That's blocked up front. Walker pushing. He's got Kraus to help him try to tame that puck. Stepping into it, Gobb. Nice stick work. Keeps it in the offensive zone for Case and Grohl. Half spin, plays it off the board, intended for Streeter. And eventually off a hop, here comes Mac Davis. Davis is passed to Streeter. Just had a little bit too much oomph behind that one, right in front of the Dickinson bench. Grohl gets checked into the bench there, Captain Grohl for the Mavs. Stretching it up to Streeter, couldn't quite tame the puck down. Back to Grohl, plays it off the board, trying again. Work it forward to Streeter, but just not going to work that way. Great work here for the neutral zone for the Braves. It's not allowed Dickinson to really get set up after the first part of the first period. Caden Lobeck off the pass, finding it to Logan Hurts. Hurts pinned away by a Maverick defender, and Davis sends it into the neutral zone. Gobb finds Barrett. He was one of the three first-time goal scorers on Tuesday for the Braves. Barrett, shot deflected up front and into the netting. And shots, I believe, are 8-14 in period number 1. So far in period number 2, it's 3-0 Mandan, 17-8 overall in shots on goal. First 5 minutes down in the second frame. Mock wins the draw. They work it to Lobeck. He tries to hammer one, but that's blocked up front. Keeping with it, there's Walker. There's usually of Keller. Nice little dangle there by Skalski. Skalski to Uhlberg, chips it in. Keller spinning away from contact. Gets tripped up. A big-time shot by Skalski, and now a couple big hits back-to-back on both sides. Uhlberg trying to jam it up to Skalski, played back. He will now find the captain. Skalski has 3 different Mavericks trying to peel that puck from him. Dumps it off to Uhlberg, fired wide. Mock tames it down on the far side. Mock tried to whistle one pass over to Skalski. Instead, it finds its way to the blue line to Uhlberg. Shot by Mock. Into the glass. Offense continues to ramp up as Skalski goes down, but we play on. He kind of stopped there, thought it was going to be a check from behind, but no, everyone kind of just slowly skating out there until that, and a player goes into the bench, a big-time hit for the Mavericks, sending Caleb Uhlberg to the bench. We even have, I think, Braden Krause or someone lost a glove for the Mandan Braves. Mavericks will throw that glove back over to the Braves bench, and pandemonium has struck here at the West River Rink. Didn't see a lot of big hits. It was more pushing and shoving in the first period. Well, now we're starting to get some big-time hits here in the second. Chasing after it's Miller. He'll poke it into the corner. This time it will be a check from behind or boarding call there. Walsh will quickly book it. And we've got a Maverick headed into the penalty box. So the Mavericks' second penalty. This one's going to come against Cullen Bolts, the sophomore. Bolts had 2 penalties last year. As referee's going to have a little chat at center ice, and we'll relay the information. Again, it was kind of a check from behind boarding situation. We'll see what the direct call will be. As now they will send it on over and talk to the coaching staff for Mandan. And that's going to be the question if it's 2 or if it's 5, and there it is on the board. That is a 5-minute major. So Bolts tagged with a 5-minute major, and this is a all-you-can-eat buffet for maybe one of those teams in the state that you do not want to give this advantage to. Now Coach Chad Miller is going to hear the case there from the referees, but there we go. 5-minute major, an all-you-can-eat buffet for the Braves. seeing if they can try to turn this game in their favor. Yulberg to Drankson. Finds Kraus. It is a boarding penalty. Yulberg steps into the slot. Loose puck. Flipped out. Almost pawed and kept into the offensive zone by Kraus, but could not quite bat that one down cleanly. And we're going to have a whistle. I believe it's going to be called a hand pass on Mandan, so send it down the length of the ice. And that's exactly the break that Dickinson wanted to catch there. Down a man for the next 4:39 potentially. Rylan Becci-Vilas going up against Kraus in the face-off circle on the near side. Becci-Vilas fires one. That's kicked away by Walsh. Vilas again. He's going to get sandwiched in between a pair of Braves, but a strong PK effort for 11 in gray. The gray and orange. Vilas again continuing on that forecheck, back check, typed right there on the side, and sent back by Miller, and there's a first nice unit there for first good shift on the PK for the Mavs. Drankson just going to let that one go to Kraus as he has a head of steam. Works to the slot. That one fired wide. Scooped up by Walker. Looks to work to the backhand. Instead, we'll chip it off the board to Drankson. Shuffles it to Yulberg. One-timer by Kraus into the netting. Another save for Parker Roars. As a minute 10 down in the all-you-can-eat 5-minute buffet. It was a 5-minute major boarding penalty for Colin Bolts. That has put them in on the advantage. Lobeck, a little tic-tac-toe passing with Skalski back to Lobeck. Or excuse me, back to Skalski. Skalski finding to Mock. Mock has a head of steam. Gob on the low circle. Nice work there. Great framework by Roars. Denies that chance as Lobeck there. Gob, the sophomore. Directs it in the corner to fellow sophomore Ben Mock. To the captain. Shifting it back. Skalski. Off the glove, off the shot. From Lobeck down the ice is Walsh. Chasing in after him was Dylan Gross. Flips it up, tamed down. Here comes Mock. Enters in again. Ben Mock, side skating. Centering a pass. Deflected away. Lobeck thought about the one-timer. Will hold back and set up the offense. Look at the skating ability of Ben Mock. He sets it up for Gob. Oh, that one poked up and over by the stick of the keeper. Roars denies him again. What a momentum turner this could be if Dickinson could kill this 5-minute major, but going to be caught in a bad line change. Keller sets it up to Mock. That one near the net. Rifle again by Walker. Loose puck up front. Dickinson wins the race to it. Becci-Vilas keeps it tamed down. Back to Becci-Vilas. It was him and Emmerd that had a solid shift there. Kraus racing down, trying to beat the icing, but will not. Half the major has been killed. 2:14 remaining on the power play. 7:50 remaining in period number 2. Shots favoring Mandan 24-9. Puck in the far corner to Yulberg. Yulberg shifts it to Kraus. He's got a head of steam, does the senior. Kraus trying to center a pass, but no, it's going to stay on his stick all the way around. Flips it to Yulberg. Drankson fans on the pass. Pushed up front by Kaysen Grohl, trying to jam it along the boards into the neutral zone. And eventually the hard work will be paid off with him and alternate captain Miller. Drankson dekes in and now into the offensive zone. Drankson will keep the handle on it. Flips out a pass to Kraus. Yulberg back to Kraus. Had a little bit too much heat on that one and gets into the far corner. Kept alive by Drankson. Backhands it in. Quick touch pass. Walker to Yulberg. Denied again by Roars. That one going to be whistled, and we're sending it down the length of the ice. 1:09 remaining in period number 2. 6:45 remaining in it. 1:09 remaining on that power play. So 4 minutes almost there. Successfully killed on the all-you-can buffet as Mock wins the draw. Again, what could a momentum changer either side of the Braves score in this next minute, or if Dickinson is able to kill the major. Mock spins around, finds Hulberg. Fires in a pass down low to Skalski. Skalski boxed out. Still fighting for it there. Good work down low by Robideau. Here's a one-timer by Lobeck. Didn't get all of it. Off the redeflection, off the boards. Stepping into it is Gobb. Leaves it for Mock. Mock will take Gobb's position and flip it on to the captain. Skalski, touch pass to Lobeck. Wanted to give and go and will get it. Skalski keeps his eyes up, fires his shot. Mike got a piece of that one is Roars. Just the skating ability there for Mandan is put on full display. Mock spins around, gets some open ice. Flips it back again. Quick passes Lobeck. 5 seconds left on the power play. Nice move by Lobeck. Blocked up front, trying to jam one home was Mock. Another attempt. And Dickinson has killed the 5-minute major. Spillman chips it out. And here comes Max Davis. Absorbs a hit from Skalski. Some fans wanted it off a high hit. Will not get it. Keller. Shot is denied by Roars. And a big ovation for the Maverick faithful. 5 minutes of just relentless shot after shot after shot from Mandan. The skating ability for these Braves full on display, but Dickinson kills all 5 minutes and now our full strength. Now shot out of cannon. Dickinson wanting to see what they can do. A 5-on-5. Cheddar and Streeter battling for the puck. Trying to get it back on the Dickinson side, but here comes Barrett. Quickly denied and shut down by Cheddar as Grohl sends it down around the ice over to Max Davis on the dump and chase. Sent back the opposite direction, sealing it well as Grohl will go. No, they will say it was stayed in. I thought maybe it went in the neutral zone, but they say Thomas Miller was able to keep in the offensive zone for Dickinson. As Hertz shifts it to Caden Lobeck. Dump and chase for the Mandan. Barrett has it poked away but keeps with it. The sophomore examines what to do with the puck. A little stop and go. He spins around, fires his shot, blocked up front. Barrett trying to get it again. Instead, it's tamed down. Quick turn and shoot, saved by Roars. Rebound opportunity, and it's going to be brushed aside. Some great help he got from Kason Grohl, the captain. That's what you do there. The captain stepping up in a big way. Grohl evading not one but two Mandan Braves. Slips it in. Will go for a line change with 3:45 remaining in the second period. Dickinson has only had one shot on goal here in about 14 minutes of play. Here in the second, or maybe one shot on goal, and maybe the last close to 20 minutes of on-ice play, if you even add into the ending of period number one. Mandan has had it shot after shot in their offensive zone, but again, Dickinson had that early goal, and it's just right now doing everything they can to survive up top, but Krause with a shot. Another point-blank save by Parker Roars. Dipsy doodle again. Here comes Drakeson. Denied, keeping it right there on the post. Pat on the post for Roars. Fleck with one of his first shifts. He wants the puck back. Walker overskates the puck, but will quickly dish it out. Krause from a tough angle, and it's gloved by Roars once again. 30 shots, 30 saves for Parker Roars. Yeah, this Mandan team, they can shoot the puck, that's for sure. Had 41 shots on Tuesday. They've got 30 shots, and we're not even done with period number 2 today. So 71 shots in less than 5 periods of play for the Braves this season. Quite the statistic there as Gross plays it back. Walsh gets out of the net, but no danger there to it. Overjump the passes, Cheddar. Taken back by Drankson, the other 24 on the ice. Both 24s making a play for their respective team. Tried to work it to Krause, but it's played back to Drankson. Walker keeps his head up to Drankson, steered it wide as he's pushed in to the corner there by Cheddar. Peeling it out as Walker backhands it to Krause. Pushed into the boards again. The Braves amping up the pressure once more. Gob to Drankson. 2 minutes remaining in the period number 2. Dickinson applying all that pressure in the boards, trying to slow up the speed of Mandan. Drankson has his pockets picked, played back around the corner there by Cheddar. Grohl back to Cheddar up the boards. They will fight it out of the neutral zone, but it's onto the puck by Lobeck, who tries to jam it in. Big time shot. Big time collision there. Dylan Gross, and I think that's Caleb Yulberg. Lots of hoot and hollering after that big time play. Now the checking starting to become more and more. Now they're all on display. Another big hit for Dickinson. They've got the crowd into it, but now Mandan trying to silence it. Liam Keller on the one-timer. It's far off the shot of Walker, and another big roar from the faithful of the Mavericks. And now some more pushing and shoving. I think we're going to have a penalty. Walsh was moving towards the to the bench. We've got it. Dickinson's gate opening up, and it's Caleb Jansen. There is a lot of commotion going on, but hey, this place popping here on a Black Friday day after Thanksgiving. This is the place you want to be here in the Queen City tonight. Caleb Jansen going to the penalty box. Dickinson again has killed a 5-minute major this period. And if Mandan doesn't score, they'll be on shorthanded for the next 54 seconds, the last 54 seconds of the third period. Mock to Skalski. It was an interference penalty on Caleb Jansen. 39 seconds. Lobeck to Gobb. Some quick passes. Jumping into the passing lane there. Well, as the Maverick defender of Robideau. Gobb lays it in for Skalski. Wraps it around. He finds a hit there into the corner. 20 seconds, but kept alive by the Braves. Again, relentless is Mandan. Lobeck steps in. Shot not going to make its way to Roars. Flipping it up and over the length of the ice is Robideau. A nice PK shift for him. 5 seconds left in the second period. 3, 2, 1, and the horn will sound as Dickinson stays up 1-0. A scoreless second period that saw a whole lot of action, that is for sure. 31 shots on goal for Mandan in the first 2 periods of play, and a lot of big-time checks between these two teams, especially late in the second period. But I think we're going to have a fun one in store for period number 3. The last 17 minutes going to be just as exciting as the first 34. But before we get to those last 17 minutes, they're going to take a breather. We're going to get that Zamboni on the ice, and we're headed into the second intermission on the Charbonneau Car Center Intermission Show.
Planning for the future is difficult, but pre-planning your funeral is a thoughtful way to ease the burden on your loved ones. At Stevenson Funeral Home, our compassionate team will help you create a personalized plan that reflects your values. We'll make sure that your wishes are honored and that your family will have peace of mind in a challenging time. Call us today to start your pre-planning journey. You can count on us to be with you every step of the way. Stevenson Funeral Home.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
At Ryan Buick GMC, we treat every day like game day.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen, on 2. Ready?
Ready. We know how to get you in the right vehicle.
Blue Canyons, and hut, hut.
From the test drive to the handoff, we make every step easy. This season, start your drive at Ryan Buick GMC.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
Facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Welcome back in here to the PSP Network as we are ready in for intermission number 2. Second intermission. It is brought to you again by Charbonneau Car Center. So Charbonneau Car Center bringing you in to intermission number 2. Charbonneau Car Center. There at Charbonneau Car Center, they have a full lineup of Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. So you can stop into their showroom and treat yourself to a test drive. Browse their entire inventory. And now at Charbonneau Motors, And again, they've got 2 locations in the Queen City. So again, just make sure you stop in about their showrooms and treat yourself to a nice test drive of all the nice vehicles they have, and maybe get you a new one for the winter. Again, it has been it was a very snowy morning and a night this morning, and they had a lot of snow on the ground. Maybe directed a couple of those Black Friday shoppers away from doing those Black Friday sales and shopping today. But other than that, did not scare away Mandan from making the trip. They are here to play, that is for sure. But this has been one of those games that has been absolutely fun to watch, because you got Mandan that is playing that same game that we saw them play on Tuesday. Relentless offense, speed. They are able to just develop so much space with their skating. And that is kind of that big time that makes all these chances for them. Again, 31 shots on goal. If that's just shots on goal, that's probably another 20 shots, period. So they probably got 50 shots, only 30 of them are on shot on goal. Lots of block shots for Dickinson, maybe even more than that. But Dickinson doing a good job of just getting in the way. And the big part of this, there was no goal scored in period number 2, but the big momentum play was the penalty kill for Dickinson. 5-minute major by Colin Bolts. And what does Dickinson do? Somehow, some way, crawls their way to surviving the entirety of the 5 minutes. It was one of those just gritty efforts, because Mandan is just, their power play is fun to watch because how well they are able to navigate the ice. But Dickinson did a good job of just getting in the shooting lanes, clearing it. You saw some really good individual efforts by Rylan Betchie-Vilas, just trying to do whatever he can to work that into the opposite side of the ice or in to the neutral zone, and it was just a team effort for Dickinson to keep the puck out of the net. Parker Roars has been phenomenal in his debut here for Dickinson this year. 31 shots faced, 31 saves so far to go to stay up 1-0 for Dickinson. They will be, I believe there will still be a man down for about a minute or so in period number 2. This is one of those things where the key to them is stay out of the penalty box. Haven't had, I think it was 3 or 4 penalties for Dickinson this far, but now, especially at that 5-minute that major penalty kill, you don't want to be playing with fire any more than you have to, especially with this Mandan explosive attack. So for them, keep it 5-on-5. Don't want to go down a man. Try to kill this penalty and then just stay on that 5-on-5 even strength as much as you can for Dickinson. Don't want to make those little things. You saw this second period, though, have a lot more physicality and contact than in period number 1, especially after that 5-minute penalty kill. It was just kind of a hit fest there at the end. Really got the crowd rocking, and the fans really got into it there in the closing minutes. I think the crowd could also be a big factor here. So I think for Mandan, you want to score on this power play, try to quiet the crowd. If Dickinson can kill this power play, you might get another big crowd roar, and you get this keep this crowd in it for Dickinson. That was going to be a big advantage to them. And for them, that is what they want. They want the crowd on their side and continuing to be loud here tonight inside the West River Ice Rink. Let's take another nice break here on the PSP Network. When we come back, we are going to continue to talk about this contest and get you ready for period number 3. Again, third and final period coming up shortly. 17 minutes to decide a winner. So far, it's the home team up by 1.
Every football fan has their Sunday routine. Maybe it's setting your lineup, firing up the grill, or claiming your spot on the couch. But the center of every Sunday is the drive. The morning drive home before kickoff. The drive to your buddy's watch party. Wherever you're headed, we can take you there.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
At Planning Team Financial Advisors, we help individuals create their personalized strategies. We specialize in financial planning, retirement planning, insurance, and 401k distribution options. Don't leave your future to chance. Call Planning Team Financial Advisors today for a free retirement review. Planning Team Financial Advisors. Your plan, your future, your team.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's going to go. So
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved.
Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. Today, we give you the power to grow your ideas by building meaningful relationships in the communities we serve. Because it's the same place we started. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
Period number 2 in the books, the second intermission in the books. We are ready for period number 3 action. The Mandan Braves have put on quite the display, but yet they find themselves trailing by 1. Jacob Walsh has been great in net for them, but there's a brick wall on the other end named Parker Roars. The two junior netminders have been awesome tonight. Only 1 goal let up among the two on 40 shots on goal, but there was a lot of shots that maybe haven't been counted on goal, and this has been a very fun offensive affair here between these two teams. Today's game, again, can't thank our great sponsors enough. Today's game brought to you in part by Planning Team Financial. Whether you are looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors here to help your work toward achieving your financial goals. Visit online at planningteam.com. Big thanks out to Shots Crossroads, your post-game headquarters. Order online at shotscrossroads.com. Shots Crossroads get filled up on their delicious menu that includes the famous number 99. Order online at shotscrossroads.com. Team buses are always welcome. Well, here we go. It is the kind of the story of maybe that second period that we might see in the third. Pressure, 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 speed, 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 offense, offense, offense for Mandan, and then for Dickinson, survive and advance. I know it's not playoff time, but this is kind of one of those gritty efforts you see during the playoff season and the WDA tournament. You might be outshot one night, and you might be outshot, at this point, 22 shots. But you got the lead, and you can win the game even if you're outshot. So for them, continue to help your goaltender out. Clear the lane, eat up shots. Lots of shot blocks so far. They're going to need continue to have a lot of them in the third period if they're going to hold on to this lead, especially with that Mandan attack that has been oh so fun to watch this far. Face-off won by Kraus. Here comes Mock again. They have a minute left on a power play. Drankson to Yulberg. Trips it back down to Drankson on the low circle. Going to fire it from a weird angle and ate up by Roars. Right there on cue of Roars again. So Roars will eat that one up. 52 seconds remaining on the power play. Drankson lays it on to Yulberg. Yulberg. Quick touch passing. Oh, just on the one-timer. He had the net open, but Kraus just on the misfire. Sending it back to Drankson. He half circles back around. Finds Yulberg at the top. Works it down to Kraus. One-timer in the back of the net. Mandan has evened it up. Tic-tac-toe passing. It was pure precision for the Braves, and it was just about time for them. It was Jackson Drankson leading the pile. Kraus, Walker, Mock, and Yulberg on the ice. And oh, those five, they put on a clinic in the first 40 seconds of period number one. That is what Mandan wanted, to score on the power play, and that is what they did to kick off period number three. For Dickinson now, how do you respond after giving up the first goal? Evening it up now in this third period. Dickinson quickly gets it back into the zone. So it's Kraus from Drankson. So yes, it was Drankson that had the assist, which that's what I said, he had the pass, but no, he led the pile. So I thought he, for some reason, had the goal, but no, it is from Kraus. So Braden Kraus gets the goal, Jackson Drankson with the assist, and there it is, a nice setup there from a junior to a senior, and we have evened it up 1-1. For Parker Roars, saving the first was 32 shots of this game. Now you got to kind of battle that mental thing too. Now you let one in, got to get right back in. You can't overthink it, especially with how great the first two periods he was. Kraus avoids a hit, but runs into the wall, stays on with that puck. Fans out now, just going to boot one into the direction of Walker, who's going to take a big-time hit from Grohl. Kraus, the alternate captain, almost kind of has one pinball to Gobb, but it does find its way into the neutral zone and flip back in. 15-15 remaining in the regulation here in period number three. Drankson to Walker. Absorbs a hit. Back to Drankson, who has the assist. He's fun to watch, and he knows what he wants to do when he has the puck. He's going to send it to Kraus. They already connected once. Try to connect a second time, but Dickinson will get it out. Up and running with it's the speedy Caden Cheddar. Cheddar has it poked and flipped back up. Mandan going to go for a line change. A little bit of a slower line change, but lucky for them, Lobeck, right place, right time. It will kill a little bit longer of that, so it allows the rest of the Braves to get back on the ice. Tipped in by Caden Lobeck. Both Lobecks on the ice for Mandan. As Hertz almost runs into the referee and allows him to lose the puck, and Dickinson will flip it back. Team's trying to find rhythm now as a big slap shot by Lobeck as he stepped on the red side of the line, so it will now not be an icing. Stretch pass for Dickinson. Right on the tape to Tatum Streeter. He'll play it around the boards. It's stopped and corralled by Colton Johnson, but Streeter fights for it and gets it back. Streeter to Thomas Miller. He has the assist on the Max Davis goal in the first period. Flipped in, kept in on the blue line. Getting out of the crease is Walsh. Again, he's been near perfect here this year. Only allowed one goal in about just a little over 5 periods of play against Century, 3 periods against Century, and a little over 2 periods against Dickinson. There's Cheddar laying the hammer not once, but he's going to show another little check into the boards a second time before a glove save from Roars that keeps this one even up 1-1. Point blank save on Colton Johnson. (13-20) here in period number 3. Shots at 34-10. Shot almost blocked, but just that line off of Gobb. Showing the shoulder is Connor Robideau. Good individual effort. They are on the end for Dickinson for Colin Bolts. Bolts fights for it. Now he's going to power through and kind of bowls over 3 different Braves. Gets another big roar from the fans here that have been very vocal tonight. But here's Ben Mock. Avoids the check. He's got Keller with him. Mock patrols the area. Tries to jam a pass home, but it is blocked by Colin Bolts. Bolts falls down. Skalski. A direction from Gobb. Roars, fights for the puck. Lots of traffic. And he beats Keller to the punch. Gobbles it up the day after Thanksgiving. A little Thanksgiving leftovers there. 35-10 on the shots. In a stalemate hockey game. 1-1. 12:37 remaining. Face-off won by DHS. Dylan Gross fighting there. Will punch it across right there by the Mandan bench. Gross going to throw in drinks it into a referee that hits the deck. But Mandan relentless. They're not going to check on him at all. They're just going to go right there and for it. Walker to Drinkson. He had the assist trying to get a goal to the tally. Walker in the slot, point blank, not going to get a shot to fire. Yulberg passes on up and then he'll try to get it back in return. That pass a little off cue. The Braves offense is just on, again, another level to start this year. But Dickinson has done a good job of limiting him to just one this far. Walker turns with the puck, and he gets sandwiched. A big hit by Dylan Gross and a big-time roar for the fans. Fans for the Mavericks, they crave that contact as Gross tries to run that one out, but it will be an icing. Fans, it doesn't matter if it was in Mandan on Tuesday or Dickinson here on a Friday night. Fans are out here to support their respective teams to start the hockey season. It is fun to see some full crowds here, some full attendances. It was packed and then some. I think it was probably 120% full on Monday between Century and Mandan. Here it's pretty full as well. Flipped up by Dickinson again, trying to find some offense on their part. They had a big offensive first period, but have been limited because the Braves have had the puck much of the second and even the third. Here's a shot from Streeter. Walsh bobbles it, but he will hold on. That was Dickinson's third shot on net since the first period. They had 8 shots in the first period. I think it was 2 in period number 2 and only 1 shot so far here in the third. It's just the time of possession for Mandan. Just eating up that clock, but here comes Cheddar. That one wide. High stick is what the fans want, but kind of patiently waiting there was Colin Bolts, kind of heads-up play. Here's the speed by Mandan. Race for the puck. Grohl will beat out Mock. Stick gets broken in half, and it's still spinning right in front. Just left of the slot. Like a spinning top as it goes all down. The puck sends back down. Puck taken away. Will not be offsides. Good timing there for Dickinson. Kason Grohl thought about the wraparound, instead plays it back to Miller. Stolen by Mock. Stretch pass to Keller, just off cue. Spillman will win the race. Has to navigate around a broken stick into the corner. Miller again. He's got some help joining him. Miller buying time. Centers a pass. Swing and a miss for Bolts. Picked up by Robideau. Makes one, then two, tries to jam it home. Saved by Walsh. He quickly gets back up, and now Keller almost had a lane around Spillman, but he was at the end of his shift, and will chip it down and get a fresh leg out there. Oh, just missing the broken stick in the corner. Puck, like a bouncing ball, right in the middle of the slot. Chipped off the boards. Jansen, pickpocket by his jersey mate on the other end of Lobeck. Captain Grohl to Jansen. Here comes a speedy effort by Gross. He showed his speed, stops on a dime, fires a shot, blocked up front. Shot blocked by Colton Johnson, the senior defenseman. That's a big one. Grohl jams it down loose to Gross again. Turn and shoot. That one steered wide. Drankson. He's got speed. Drankson makes a man miss. Drankson puts it in the back of the net. Jackson Drankson has a goal to go with his assist he picked up earlier, and he puts the visiting Braves up on top 2-1 with 8:44 remaining in period number 3. Oh, what a play by Jackson Drankson. Coming, by the way, at 8:44 remaining in period number 3. And the junior putting on a full display. He's a pretty good football player as well. He had 163 receiving yards and a touchdown on the football field, helping Mandan get to the playoffs, where they would fall in the first round to eventual winner Davies, but they had a really solid season as well. It will be unassisted. Jackson Drankson is first on the season. Drankson netted 8 goals last year to go with 6 assists. Well, he's got a goal and assist tonight in his second game of the 25-26 campaign. That one picked up by Roars. Smoothly skating with the puck there. So that one goes into the corner by Aiden Emmert. So Emmert will have that one slowly. He'll slowly skate back into the bench. 8:21, so halfway done here in the third period. Only 8:21 left in this one to decide a winner in this hard-nosed hockey game. Dickinson seeing if they can find an offensive rhythm like they found in that first period. Highly flipped puck. Quickly batted out of the air by Caden Shetter, one of those football players that play hockey. He had 2 rushing touchdowns this year. Check laid by Streeter. Roll almost loses that one a stick. He's pressured by Mock. He'll glove that one down. If they can tame it down, they might have a nice little rhythm going on. Here they do. Cheddar to the far circle. His shot blocked and whacked up front by Lobeck. Mock's speed is a difference maker. He fishes that puck onto the tape. Keller fires one. Glove save. A low glove save at that for Roars. Nice concentration play there to glove that one. Especially how low that one was. As normally you'll see the pad kick that one away, but no, he shows the leather. 7:30 remaining. Puck goes all the way around to the neutral zone, tamed by the Braves, but Miller going to take it away. Miller going to set up the offense, the alternate captain. Places it on to Emmerd. Emmerd shot hits the back of the board and goes back to the side of the net, easily gobbled up there by Jacob Walsh. Drankson and looks like Aiden Emmerd might got a little tied up, but no ill intent on that. Both of them get back into position. We get into a face-off. Colton Johnson tries to jam it up to the boards. Lots of physical contact, trying to slow down Krause, and they do. Sent back in by Drankson. He has had quite the day, and can stay tuned for Charlotte Car Center post-game show of the Sports Clips MVP And Dickinson might put his name towards the top of the list with the performance he's had. Adam Walker sends it down, goes for a line change. Four new Braves come onto the ice. Stretch pass taken away by Lobeck. Easily brushed aside by the twig of Roars into the corner. Race for the puck. Betchy Vilas just jabs at that one. Speed relentless again. Hertz has that one poked. Robeck had a chance. Not going to go for Lobeck. Weathering the storm, and you got to pick your shots if you're Dickinson, and there they do. Trying to get the offense to go again, led by Grohl this time, the defenseman. Picked out of the air by Cheddar. Slow pass that's going to be taken away. It was just a slow roller to Bolts. Good work by Hertz to jump it. Dickinson maybe wanting a call there, not going to get one as Miller shoved against the boards there by Uhlberg. Another nice box out. Allows Lobeck to have plenty of time with the puck, and no, they will have a penalty coming up on Mandan. So the fans, yes, they were right. As Parker Roars headed in, now he'll head back out. 5:43 remaining in the third, and a big-time power play opportunity coming up for Dickinson. The last, trying to do the math, 20-something minutes, they have had only 4 shots on goal, 20 to 30 minutes for Dickinson, and now they are going to take a timeout. They know this is what could be their best chance to even things up here late in the third, so they will take a First International Bank and Trust timeout. And with 5:43 remaining in the third, Mandan leads 2-1. Let's take a break, and when we come back, that power play going to be up on your screen here for Dickinson.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's going to go. So
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved.
Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what.
Coming out of the First International Bank and Trust timeout, it is 2-1 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. 5:40 remaining. It's a power play coming up for Dickinson. What could be their best chance to try to even this game up. They took a timeout, talk things over, try to set it up. Again, Mandan has controlled the time of possession with this puck. Majority of the second and third period, and here comes Cole Gobb, shorthanded. The sophomore defenseman trying to put a dagger in this one, but will not. It is played up into the boards. Miller flips one backhandedly into the zone. Kaysen Grohl lays a big time check. Opens up plenty of time for Miller. Miller patiently waiting, trying to find someone up front. No one home. And the first shift for Mandan on the PK is successful. 1 minute up, 1 minute down. Bulls to the circle. That one deflected up front by Walker. Kaysen Grohl leaves it in, down low to Miller. Give and go, not there. It's deflected away, and Mock chips it off the board. Almost losing it there was Bolts, but I like what he does there. Just keeps with the puck. Doesn't panic. Here's the speedy Cheddar jumping up, and a glove save for Jacob Walsh. We had it as our X factors tonight, the experienced goalie duo, Jacob Walsh, Cooper Anderson. They were fantastic for them last year, helped them get to state. There's where their stats last season. Walsh has got the nod in the first 2 games of the season and has only allowed 1 goal this year between Century and Dickinson. It's 4 minutes remaining in the third period. Played back around by Kraus. Jansen flips it up to Montoya. Frankie Montoya, again, what Coach Miller says is one of his hardest working players, the senior alternate captain. Seeing if he can make an impact. Had 4 goals last year. Dylan Gross to Jansen. Full strength. Now we'll go 5-on-5, 3:36 remaining. Lots of pushing and shoving into the boards. But we play on. Ref's going to let the boys play now here in the last 3:30. Spillman takes a peek over his shoulder. He sees Adam Walker chasing after him. One of those faster skaters on the Mandan side, but everyone's fast on the Mandan side. Walker had the forecheck. Now he has the puck himself. He'll flip it up. We'll start and see all the attention on Roars, and Roars just going to take a business decision and put the glove over the top as he saw Ben Mock right there. One more shot on net for Mandan, and that would be back-to-back games to start the season with 40 shots on goal. Had 41 total there against Century. And I think they've shot the puck more tonight than they did there on Tuesday. It's just a lot of blocked shots for Dickinson that is limited to 39. Ben Mock leaves it out to Barrett. He is checked, and here comes Dickinson once more. Aiden Emmerd into the chest of Walsh. 2:41, and the question is, when will Roars go? Will they pull Parker Roars early? Will they let him? Will they let him in net and just put the faith in the offense? We'll see. Puck down on the side, 2:41. We'll see how aggressive they are on that front. Streeter to Grohl. Turn and shoot blocked up front by Lobeck. Lobeck eats that one up. He's kind of slow skating after that, but nice shot block as Hertz fans on it, gives it right to Dickinson. Davis leaves it off and denied. At the doorstep was Thomas Miller. Earlier on, you had Davis's goal assisted by Thomas Miller. Well, you almost had a Thomas Miller goal assisted by Max Davis there, as Hertz fans on a pass in just a very tough zone where he does not want to give up a big opportunity there for Dickinson. Right in his own slot, right in front of his goaltender. 2:14 left. Roars still patient in his own net. Rylan Miller. Now to Jansen. Quick turn and shoot. Miller in the back of the net. Dickinson has tied things up with 2 minutes remaining. It's Rylan Miller, the alternate captain. Coach Miller trusted his offense. Kept Roars in net, and that decision paid off. Rylan Miller with his 3rd goal of the season. He had 2 goals against Aberdeen last weekend, and this one, his biggest of the season for sure, because it's WDA points on the mark. Oh, Skolsky, that one sent wide. And Bolt's going to get the assist. Roars slaps that one away from the danger zone. Skolsky was there. Catching it in the air. Tamed down by Miller. He wants a second. He's tied it up. Now he looks to try to take the lead with it. Gobb intercepts the pass. Kraus off the boards. Cheddar there. Pressured by Drankson. Scooped up by Becci Vilas. Navigates around the zone. Taken by Gobb again, or by Mock. Barrett to Mock. Off the boards. Mock uses his speed, wins the race. Minute left. Centering pass. Jammed home by Keller. Is it in? Yes, it is. Liam Keller. A minute after Dickinson ties it up, Mandan trying to play heartbreaker here at home. Liam Keller. A relentless effort for Mandan all night long has now put them up late. 57 seconds. Can they hold on to it? Back-to-back nights, they've had 41 shots. Or back-to-back games, and they've had 3 goals on both of them. Mock, relentless, and right again. He fires, and he scores. The first shot after the last goal finds the back of the net, and Ben Mock, the sophomore, does it again. Less than 7 seconds after the Braves' go-ahead goal, Ben Mock scores his second of the season. And I think he had an assist on the goal prior. So Ben Mock, a goal and an assist in 7 seconds of the game. That could have been put right there on ice. What an effort for the sophomore. Again, WDA website had him as one of the players to watch, even though he didn't even have a varsity game played coming into the season. Brady Fleck chips it in. Mock. This time will get hit. Another shot. This time Roars will deny it. Dickinson slowing down the roll. Shoved in there. Dickinson. Tamed down by Barrett. And he knows he can just start milking the clock. 8 seconds. 5 seconds to go. Barrett sends it down the ice. We will stop the clock one more time, but Mandan will stay perfect. Dickinson was trying to grind out a win, did everything they could. They were up for the first 2 periods of this contest, but eventually that Mandan attack, that Mandan offense, they saw the floodgates open. A 4-goal third period for Mandan puts them in the win column 4-2. Jacob Walsh goes 2-0 in the net for the Braves. And we're going to talk all about it when we come back on the Charbonneau Car Center post-game show. Mandan stays undefeated and spoils the home opener for Dickinson. 4-2 final.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Planning for the future is difficult, but pre-planning your funeral is a thoughtful way to ease the burden on your loved ones. At Stevenson Funeral Home, our compassionate team will help you create a personalized plan that reflects your values. We'll make sure that your wishes are honored and that your family will have peace of mind in a challenging time. Call us today to start your pre-planning journey. You can count on us to be with you every step of the way. Stevenson Funeral Home.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. Today, we give you the power to grow your ideas by building meaningful relationships in the communities we serve. Because it's the same place we started. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
Oh, what a doozy here in Dickinson. Mandan victorious 4-2. And let's wrap things up on the Charbonneau Car Center post-game show. This one was a fun one, to say the least. Dickinson able to come out of the gates and bring some of that early pressure. They scored early, 2:04 into the first period. It was Max Davis that scores his first on the season, assisted by Thomas Miller, and that would make it 1-0 Dickinson. Mandan, oh my goodness, the pressure they brought in the end of the first period, the entirety of the second, it was exhausting. And eventually, even though Dickinson was able to kill a 5-minute major in period number 2, they had a late penalty in the second period that carried over to the third, and that was Mandan's opening to try to find a way past Parker Roars, who was a brick wall in the first 2 periods. And then it was the floodgates that started to open. It was Braden Krause assisted by Jackson Dragson to make it 1-1. And then 8:44, it was Jackson Dragson that would score himself and to make it 2-1 shortly after. Dickinson took a timeout and was on the power play. It was a well-timed timeout. He trusted him. He kept the goalie in. And guess what happened? It was the time to even up. Rylan Miller, assisted by Colin Bolts, evening things up 2-2 with, get this, 2 minutes left. But Mandan not phased one bit. A minute 3 later, it was Liam Keller with ice in his veins as Liam Keller scores. His sophomore scores his second on the season, assisted by Ben Mock. And then 7 seconds later, Ben Mock scores one for himself to win it 4-2. But there were 3 goals scored in the last 2:01 to play in the third after only 1 goal was scored in the first 34 minutes of the contest. So a really change of pace there, but a really fun matchup nonetheless. Mandan picks up the win 4-2. And we talked about it on Tuesday. 3 sophomores scored on Tuesday in the 3-0 win over Century. Well, tonight it was 2 sophomores that score for them. Keller and Mock get their seconds of the season. And tonight, the Sports Clips MVP, big thanks out to Sports Clips, giving you the MVP of the contest. Sports Clips MVP heading on over to Liam Keller with the game winner. There were so many options you could have went this way. Jacob Walsh was kind of that bounce back from that first kind of giving up a goal on one of the early shots. I thought Jackson Drankson had a fantastic game. 1 goal, 1 assist. Brody Skalski, even though he was out of the points, always makes an impact one way or another. Ben Mock, the speed was fun to watch. So was Braden Krause. But, again, we're going to give it out to Liam Keller, the sophomore. 2 games played, 2 goals for him. He gets the game winner tonight. A good game there for him. And for the Braves, 4-2 win. They go 2-0, and they are 2-0 in WDA play. That's exactly what they wanted. And that goal there with the 57 seconds left, that's huge because that makes sure they get all 3 points for the conference. And that went to overtime. It would have went – Dickinson could have got a point or 2 in OT. So getting all the points, especially early on in the season, are crucial. Mandan getting all the points available tonight, winning it in regulation there at the final minute. Dickinson falling to 1-1. They fall to 0-1 in WDA play. Next up for the Mandan Braves, well, they are going to be out at Fargo Shanley on the 2nd, and then they're out at Williston on December 6th. So a very polar opposite sides of the state. For Dickinson, next Friday they'll be taking on the Williston Coyotes, and I believe we'll have that one right here on the PSP Network. So stay tuned for that one. That should be a fun one. Kind of the Bakken battle in the western part of the state, Williston and Dickinson. But that's going to about do it for us here tonight, here in the Queen City. Big thanks out to all our sponsors who made this broadcast possible. Big thanks out to Dallas Kuntz and Guy Fridley for all their help here at DHS. Big thanks out to our camera crew today, Zach and Megan, for the great job that they have done tonight. And that is going to do it. We will see you again for more sports action coming your way. We got a lot of more action coming your way next week. And again, I think we're having Dickinson-Williston on Friday night. So, hey, we've already had a fun Friday night one. This Friday night hockey tonight. Stay tuned for next week for more Friday night puck coming your way. Have a great night and have a great weekend. Signing off, I'm Brock Widener.
Presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.